We have a kiddo now, which means we have way less time on our hands. Less time to prep, yet somehow we need more time to plan. Our decisions now have to accommodate a tiny human being whose life is entirely in our hands, which means there is way less room for mistakes. It's a lot to take on, and our current run and gun style adventures just isn't gonna cut it anymore. When Kate and I were planning our family, we promised ourselves that having a kid wouldn't stop us from doing the things we love and going on the adventures that we wanted to go on. I'm sure many of you can relate. Our adventures are gonna feel entirely different from now on, and we're actually really excited for that. As she grows, we're looking forward to seeing things through our kiddo's eyes and rediscovering stuff that we'd forgot about in the context of her learning about the world. So from now on, our adventures will be focused on creating meaning with intention and building memories for our family. Adventuring with a kid is our new challenge now, but we don't want to do less, but we do need to do it better.
All right, let's take a quick break from that and go see how the van's doing. It's been sitting outside for, well, a couple weeks now in negative temps. Go see if it'll turn over or if I need to pull the battery and charge it up. Ooh, it's cold. Well, that's a frozen popsicle of a van right there. Okay, I'm not feeling confident. Let's give this a shot. Here we go. Nothing. No, battery is dead. Yeah, if that's not a metaphor for being unprepared, then I don't know what is. This is why we need to have our systems in place. Both so this doesn't happen in the first place, and even if it still does, we're prepared for it. So luckily this isn't a big deal. I'll just pop the hood and pull the battery, take it inside and put it on the battery tender. And, really no harm, no foul. The battery should be fine. It's pretty new. But when you have a kid and something like this goes wrong, you really don't necessarily get a retry. That big adventure that you planned and that you drove 18 hours to do or have access to something you don't normally have access to means if you screw it up, you're not going to be able to do it. Part of that just comes with the territory of having a kid, but being prepared can help prevent those sorts of things. You also don't get all-day spontaneous outings. Our kid is very young and she has really strict feeding times. So we have to work within those confinements. And of course, especially with a young kiddo, if something goes wrong, it really matters. Having the right systems set up before you walk out the door helps alleviate decision fatigue. It lessens the possibility of forgotten items like snacks and gear. And it helps prevent unsafe improvising, making bad decisions when something doesn't go right. Systems make it possible to leave the house faster, successfully pivot when plans inevitably change, and still enjoy the day when things don't go according to plan. From now on, we're not trying to ramp up our adventures to go bigger. We're going to be focused on doing things smarter. It's freezing in this van. Let's head back to the garage. I'll pull the battery later.
So let's talk about some real-world examples of what I mean by some of our systems. First, and probably most important, are our first aid kits. Safety is the most important thing now, especially since we have a kiddo. Otherwise, any one of our adventures are going to be ruined because we know that we're not as safe as we should be. So these are 3 of our first aid kits, and it looks like there's a lot here, but this isn't even all of them. And this isn't about gear hoarding, although I can understand why it might look that way. It's about relevance and redundancy. So our adventures don't start at the trailhead. They actually start right here in our garage and actually in our cars. We have to get there first. So what we've decided to do is have a dedicated first aid kit for each one of our vehicles. So there is no transferring, there's no asking, do I have the right thing when we inevitably have to split up for an adventure, or if Caitlin goes out and I don't, or we go out on 2 different adventures and one of us has the kid and one of us doesn't. We're not going to be asking ourselves like, oh gosh, do you need this or do I need that? We each have everything that we need. Along with the first aid kits that stay in the cars, we've also packed specific first aid kits for our most common adventures. So fishing, hunting, and a general one for camping and hiking. We also have a first aid kit for our dogs. And now, obviously, we will have to accommodate the kiddo. So we are updating all of our packs with more baby-specific gear. If you'd like a thorough walkthrough of exactly what we pack in our car packs and in our specific activity packs, or if you want to know what we've added now that we have a baby, just let us know in the comments below and we will take a deeper dive into this entire standalone system. So the other thing that we've had to do now that we have a kiddo is update our emergency tote. So this tote goes with us no matter what car we are in. We have one tote that we share amongst the cars. We don't necessarily use it day to day, but on any longer trip, outing, adventure, or whatever that happens during the winter time, this goes in the car with us. Winter weather in Alaska is very demanding. And if you don't know, there's pretty much one road that connects most towns in Alaska, and that road can easily get shut down. There could be an avalanche, like not kidding, this happens at least a couple times a year. There could be an accident, or there could even be construction that just shuts down the highway for hours. And we need to be prepared for that. So we always make sure to have extra food, extra clothes, and most importantly, a full gas tank in the car. So what does this tote address? Well, certainly the cold, right? Hopefully we have enough gas in the car that if we need to idle there for a few hours that we can, but just in case we don't, or the wait for construction or for an accident lasts longer than we expect and we have to turn the car off, we can keep ourselves warm. We also have extra food. Now, water, formula, anything that can freeze up, we don't keep in this tote all the time. The tote sits in the garage the majority of the time, but it does sit in the car sometimes. And we can't have that stuff freezing up and then the baby can't use them. So that kind of stuff usually stays in the diaper bag, and the diaper bag goes with us into any store or obviously back into the house when we're at home. So we're finding that with a kiddo, safety isn't about optimism. It is about doing everything we can to reduce risk. Alaska is a land of extremes, and getting caught unprepared in the winter can be of pretty high consequence. So zooming out, for us, 2026 will not be about doing bigger trips, further destinations, or more extreme outings. Doing our regular adventures just with a kid added makes the normal things feel extreme all on their own. It's about consistently getting out of the house and reliably knowing that we are prepared for the adventures that we can do. Having a well-prepared system supporting our adventures gives us the opportunity to say yes to more adventures, less canceled plans, and less scrambling on those days when we're trying to get out the door. Right now, our kiddo is still pretty young, and right now, winter in Alaska is very cold. So this is the perfect opportunity for us to get our systems honed in so we're ready when adventure calls. We'll be spending the next few months addressing our modular storage systems, updating our garage storage, and scaling our systems from the smallest tote up to our biggest vehicle. We're treating it all as one system, and it all has to work together. Now, as we go through this, it is going to be trial and error. Some things aren't going to work. Hopefully, we'll get some things dialed in perfectly. And as our kiddo grows, we will inevitably have to change and adjust. So stick with us and we'll share everything we learn with you. Good systems start with good organizations. So check out this short video I made when I reorganized our garage to save space. A major part of our systems are the vehicles we use. Check out this playlist of videos talking about how we're converting our van into the perfect Alaska weekender.